Hello everybody and welcome to another round of simulator called Transport Fever. Today I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to get started and making money in the later years of the game. If you're going to start the game early on and do horse and buggy, mathematically work out your times because and your distance in travel when you're shipping stuff, because it seems to be a lot harder with horse and buggy the larger map you go. The smaller map, a little bit easier it is. But anyways, let's get the game loaded. We're gonna start out on YouTube 2. Whoop whoop, here we go. Loading the game. It does take a little bit to load. And we're going to run our timer so we can keep our time about in our limits. Alright, so I've got a good start. We're going to go up to the information and let me turn all these off for the moment. And let's look over our map, because we want to get to know the map a little bit, know where the towns are and what the names of the towns are. There we go. Names of the towns. So this gives you all the information on, Cavern Arms here, and they got a little chemical plant here. We need to get oil and some grain here to make plastic. Another plant here as well. And then over here we have a steel mill, and here we need iron, coal to make steel, slag, and steel rails. Oh, no, that's the product. Okay. And over here we have an iron ore mine, and down here we have a stone mine quarry. Over here again a chemical plant. Over here another iron mine. Over here a coal mine. And then we've got Tola. So we're looking on the map and we want to start around somewhere where we can get some farming done. Obviously our towns, we need food, and food is important, along with building materials and things like that we'll learn a little bit later on. So virtually what I want to do, and I started out and I said in the early years where if I go down here and I've placed a road depot right here, and I've already placed one, but there's a road depot right here. And you can go ahead and buy different types of road vehicles here. And this is about what you start out with. I think the bus we've already gotten, because we do have some buses going. So you go in here and you want to buy some vehicles. But before you do that, you're going to want to set up these little depots. And what we want to do with these depots is that's where we want to send these trucks. So in order to buy these depots, we're going to go click on our road, and then we're going to click on this one, which is for freight, because we want to move freight. This one here is for moving people, and we want a truck station. So you put a truck station down here, and a truck station down here, and then a truck station down here. We could go way up here and put another truck station down. And then in town, you want to pick the area where it's industrial or a commercial area, which you want to put another trucking station down there. You want to try to stay out of the residential area. You want to leave that for busing and depots for transit and things like that. So I put my truck station down here. So what I do is I go back over here, and then I'll go to buy road vehicles, and I'll take our obvious Opel Blitz, and buy a bunch of those. And in this instant, I'll buy one just to show you how this is done. So now I want to set a line. I want that line to go from the farm, which is over here, into town, and be dropped off here. Now, with farming stuff, we have to process the food, so we have to look for a processing center, which is way over here, a processing plant for food here. So we're going to want to move our farm goods from here to town, across town, and then over to the processing plant. So what I do is I take this truck and I'd set a line to a new line, and they'll come up right away. It'd be new line right there when you first do your first vehicle. Alright, so I want to do this new line, which is line 21. Bring up our lines. Our line 20. So we bring up our line. I'll show you a little back way around it. And we want to add a station. So if we take the stations off, it won't show up there. So we need to put that on. And we want to go from the farm over here on the right side of the screen into town to here. Alright, and then we want to buy another vehicle. We go to our road house again, buy another vehicle, and we would transport from this point in St. Peter's over to this point. So then we come over to this side. Now, of course, I've named these towns something else. It's called Skinsville. Obviously, hence the Skins Motorsports. I am Skins, better known as Skinner. In most of my friends and family know me as Skinner. But that's another story we'll talk about later. So anyways, you want to move the farm stuff across town here to the other truck stop, and then you're going to want to buy another vehicle and transport those farm goods over to the processing plant to turn it into bread. And that is pretty much how we get started on processing food and giving some food to our townspeople. On top of that, they're also going to want to get around town to the different shop areas and stuff like that. So what I do is I go in here under buses again, and I would go under people, and I would want to put a depot down. So I've put a depot here, I've put a depot across town, another depot over on this side of town, and another one over on this side of town. So I've got 4 depots. And then I take and I put our bus stops in town. So I got a couple of bus stops down. Here's one here. Here's one here. And you just want to route them, you know, one here. You want to route them so that when you look at your buses, you'll know where the route is. So we'll bring up our lines. We'll find our bus route, which is Route 11. And that'll show up in this lighter yellow color now. And you'll see where our bus comes out of this depot and it heads down this way, picking up on this side of the road, on this side of the road, comes down here, picks up on this side of the road, goes in through the depot, comes back down, picks up people here, goes to this depot. So anyways, you got the idea. Make sure your bus stops are on the right side of the road as the bus is coming. Otherwise, you'll run into situations where a little error message will come up here at the top, giving you a little warning saying that that bus doesn't have a stop to go to. And all you do is you click on the bus, stop it, and then start it up again. And if we come up with an issue along the way, I will get into that further and set one up so that warning will happen for you guys in a later video. Okay, so now that we've gotten our farm supplies going from our grain and animals are going into town, cross town, over to the food processing plant. We're going to want to bring those goods back. So in the distance we travel, we want to also determine how much we want to spend in transportation costs. So in this instance, I would buy, say, 4 road vehicles, and I would do it out of this station here. So I would buy 4 more of these Opals here, and I would run them from this station back to town. And then the truck that's going back and forth from here to here, he'll transport back here to here as well, and distribute to the commercial and industrial areas. So that is about how you begin. So you want to put depots at every place that you'd want your trucks to be routed. Obviously, be careful. A few of these roads I've put in myself. You know, look to where you want to bring. Like this road wasn't connected here; it just went from here over here to Gavin Arms or Craven Arms. There we go, Craven. All right. So make sure that you route some roads right away to products and services that you'll need right away. I would suggest starting with farms. And your plastics, materials and stuff like that. So you have to look for oil, which we have oil way over here. We have oil right here. So we'll probably set up some trains, run some trains. We're going to also want to do some building products. So we're going to want to do some logs. We're going to have to go and find our logs, which is way over here. So we've explored this map a little bit. We've kind of planned ahead. I have some more of this save game more yet, but you'll want to bring your oil over to your oil refinery to make your crude oil into oil and fuel as well. We got some more logs over here. So alrighty. Make sure that when you plan your map, though, that you want to make sure that you find a good place to start where it's going to bring you the most profit off from the start, which is from the farms and the chemical factories, obviously, and building supplies. So make sure that you're connecting those cities and those areas to truck back and forth. My suggestion is, and you know, a good friend of mine, Trump Cutter, hey, give me this information, is the shorter distance you go to make a delivery, the higher the profit. So if you're going to start with horse and buggy, you're going to have a depot here, a depot here, a depot here, and then a depot here. You'd have 4 depots in the midst of here because they take a lot longer, they're a lot slower. So cost effective. When you get started, you want to be very careful. What I did also is I loaned myself out. I'm at maximum loan. So that way I can get into the cities I want to, get into the factories I want to, and start shipping those materials as quickly as possible to start with my first city to get it to build. So, if you enjoyed this short tutorial on Transport Fever, smash the like button down below, give me a follow, and look for your next video coming up hopefully tomorrow. And then you can also find us over live streaming on twitch.tv Skinzmotorsports. That's twitch.tv/Skinzmotorsports, Skins with a Z, Motorsports with an S. And that's what we'll do for now. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Peace. Be kind and humble.